Everyone, I'm going to explain to you what your home learning task for this term is. So I'm going to find the document. So you'll all have a copy of this to take home, which gives a really brief explanation along with this video for what we'd like you to do. So this term is all around sounds of Africa. So we are learning about what is amazing about African animals. So in school, we'll be learning all about different African animals. We'll be learning about that in science, and in geography, we'll be learning about the continent of Africa. In English, we're going to be looking at some stories from Africa. So we're going to be learning loads and loads in school. And what we'd like you to do is think about how that might link in a kind of musical way, maybe. So on the handout here, you've got lots of ideas, but by no means is this an exhaustive list. So this is really, really open-ended, okay? You can create anything you like to do with the sounds of Africa, okay? Absolutely anything. We have given you some ideas on here of things that you might like to do, but it really is open-ended. You can do whatever you are inspired to do. So the project title is A Project into the Sounds of Africa. We are learning to research and explain my findings, okay? So the task description there says, during term 3, we're asking you to find out about the sounds of Africa to complement our topic question of what is amazing about African animals. This might include finding out about music that originates from the continent of Africa, African instruments, sounds of habitats and animals, African dance or traditional dance outfits. Okay, so just some ideas for you there. So it doesn't have to be around music, it can be around the sounds that the animals make. We're going to be doing lots of learning around African animals, so you can use that as well. So it doesn't have to be around music, you can use lots of what we've learned in school, okay? So what we don't want is this project to be something that you need to buy lots of things for, or that you need access to the internet for, or anything like that. You can use what we've been learning about in school, okay? And then there's some ideas for you here. So the deadline will be Monday the 30th of January. That's the last week of term. So that means that you've got 5 weeks to do this project, okay? So the idea is that you might just do a little bit each week, on a weekend maybe, and just do a little bit each week to build up to it, okay? If you were really into it and you wanted to do it all in one go, of course. But the idea is that we want a really, really fantastic project from you, okay, that you can actually spend a little bit of time doing. Okay, so that's why you've got quite a few weeks to do it. And as the weeks go on at school, we'll be learning more and more as well that might give you a little bit more inspiration for your project. So if you're stuck, come and ask us, okay? So the outcome is entirely up to you what you produce for this, okay? It can be absolutely anything, but some ideas here for you. So you might make a poster about what you found out, or do some writing about what you found out. You might like to make a musical instrument. There's some ideas there about African musical instruments, and you might like to make one out of some bits and bobs of recycling that you have at home. You might like to create a piece of music. Now this can be just using your voice, it doesn't have to be using instruments. You might think about the sounds of Africa with regards to the animals, and I'm sure lots of you can make some animal noises and maybe create a piece of music in that way. You might like to create a dance or a dance outfit that might originate from African origins. You might like to write a song or create some drama to go with a piece of music. We're going to be looking at lots of different stories, so you might like to incorporate some of those stories into what you've been doing. You might think about the movements that we've done in PE, all those tiptoe runs and all the different ways of travelling that we've learned, and maybe put some of those to some music. You might like to make an African animal outfit and show us the noises, the sounds that they might make. So that is just some ideas, okay, to get you started. So to give us your project, you can bring it into school on that week beginning the 30th, okay? So it can be something that you'd like to bring in and show us, something you'd like to perform for us. And in that last week of term, we're going to look at everybody's projects together, okay? So we will dedicate a little bit of time every day to look at everyone's project so you can show us what you've been doing, all right? So we've included a little bit of background information there about the sounds of Africa. So some information about the types of music that originates from Africa, the types of songs that you might hear, and the types of musical instruments that originate. Again, that's not all of it, that's just a few ideas to get you going, okay? There are an abundance of things on the internet. If you have access to the internet, if you go on things like YouTube, or if you've got Amazon Music, things like that, okay, that you can have a good search for, just remember to always ask an adult's permission if you're going on the internet. Okay, and there's some pictures there of some African instruments. So we've also included a list of some useful websites. So as I say, you must be supervised if you're going on the internet. You must ask an adult first, okay? But YouTube has, of course, got absolutely loads of different things. And there's some really good call and response songs on there that you can see some children performing. And so maybe you could write a call and response song or something like that. There's a really good website there that tells you all about different types of African musical instruments. The next one has just got lots of different information about dances and the clothes that they might wear if they're performing a dance. And then you've got another one there about African dances. And then the last one shows you the animal sounds. So that's really good if you'd like to focus on the African animals side of it. And you can click on the pictures and it will show you what each of those animals sounds like. So you might incorporate that as well. Okay, and then we've included some books. So Sleep Well Seba and Saba is a book that we will be looking at in school, and then there's lots of different ones there. Again, that's not all of them, that's just a short list of really fantastic books. There's some picture books there, there's some information books there, and of course you could go to the library. You've got a library in Whitchurch, you've got 5 weeks to do this, so you've got plenty of time where you could pop to the library and borrow books for free, so you don't have to pay for them, and they might give you some good ideas as well. So on the last page then you've got some examples, and these are pictures that I've just got from Google, okay? So just to give you a small bit of inspiration as to the sorts of things that you might like to do, but as I say, it is completely up to you. There's an example of a call and response on there, and I know we have done that one at school before. And there people have made some outfits, they've made posters, they've made musical instruments. But as I say, you don't have to make something. You can come and sing a song for us, you can come and do a dance for us, absolutely anything. Okay, so you don't have to make something like those people have done there. If you've got something that you'd like to record instead, or come and show us, sing for us, that's absolutely fine. Okay, so as I say, come and ask us. You've got ages to do this project. Okay, you've got 5 weeks, so you've got plenty of time to really think about it. Okay, think about the learning that we've been doing in school as well. You can go to the library, you can have a look online. If you need access from things from the internet, let us know. We can help you with those sorts of things as well. Okay, and we very much look forward to seeing all of your projects in the last week of term and celebrating all the fantastic things that you have learned about the sounds of Africa. So good luck and have fun is the most important thing.